Hello. Welcome, everybody. My name is Heather Foster, and I am the guide dog training class supervisor that oversaw this in-residence class. And I just wanted to welcome all of you to be here today, both whether you're here in person or joining us virtually. I just want to say welcome and thank you for being here. So today we are live streaming at the California campus in the assembly room, and we just want to welcome you whether this is your first graduation or your 30th. We're just so happy to have everybody here and celebrate all these amazing partnerships that are coming together today. So we have so much to celebrate today. We are here honoring one breeder dog and custodian. We have one canine buddy that's a team that's also being celebrated today, as well as 7 new guide dog teams. That's pretty awesome. So this current guide dog class has a number. It's class 996. Does anyone know what that means? No. Well, almost. It is our 996 guide dog class on the California campus, which is pretty amazing. So at Guide Dogs, we have, for our guide dog clients, we have a variety of different training methods that we offer to our clients. We do in-residence training, we also have in-home training, and sometimes we do a hybrid of the two. So today we're honoring and celebrating these 3 amazing clients that were here with me for the last 2 weeks in our in-residence program. But we also have 4 clients that received in-home training, and so we're here to celebrate them as well. So that's pretty awesome. A big, wonderful group and an amazing group here today. So not only are we here to celebrate these amazing partnerships, but we're also here to applaud the generosity of all those that are here to help make this today happen. So first, I want to start off with our puppy raisers. You guys are so amazing, and you dedicate so much of your lives to these dogs from when they're puppies all the way up to training. We really couldn't do this without you, and we just know you put all of your heart and soul into this every single day, and we just want to thank you for all your efforts because we see it when they come in for training, and we just couldn't do it without you. So thank you to our puppy raisers. And of course, we look forward to hearing from some of these guys today. I also want to thank our donors. Thank you for providing a lifetime of support to our alumni. To no cost of them, we don't receive any government funding and rely on the wonderful generosity of all of our donors. And so I'm just so thankful and want to acknowledge all of that. So thank you so much. And I know there's a big group of donors here today that also were part of the conversation with Chris, so thank you for being here. I can't remember when we've had such a packed house from pre-COVID, so this is pretty awesome to see all these faces and, of course, all of those that are joining us from home. I want to take this moment to just acknowledge a few of our sponsorships. I'd like to thank John and Erica Amorati of Los Altos, California. And this is for their sponsorship of Linda Young and Glam, as well as Lillian Tremoroli for her generous sponsorship and harness of throughout the 2024 year. So they're sponsoring all the harnesses for the entire year of 2024. So that is pretty awesome. And I also want to acknowledge Elizabeth Jones of Oakley, California, for her sponsorship of Valentino's harness here to my left. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, give all these sponsors and our supporters a huge round of applause. All right, and next, I really want to acknowledge our volunteers and employees. You know, we depend on so much from our volunteers from every single department, whether, you know, they're helping out in the kennels, in the admin offices, walking dogs. We have foster care providers, but also an amazing group of employees. I know we have, our crew from the residence hall. I see the nurses in the back. We have some people from development and facilities, our amazing resident hall staff in the kitchen, CWTTs, I see you. Just thank you for everything you do. It really does take a village, and we just couldn't do it without each and every one of you. All right, next we just want to share a short video about our mission. It's called We Are GDB, and we're all GDB, right? Yeah. Thanks, Eric. So this video is audio described. So in addition to the narrator, you will hear a second voice describing the scenes in the video. Captions are also included, and these inclusive features ensure that everyone can access this video equally. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the GDB video.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend Canine Buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Yeah, this was an amazing video. It's such a great representation of all four parts of our program. And we are going to be hearing from three parts of the program today, our breeders, our canine buddy, and our guide dog training program. So before we move on, I want to first just introduce the guide dog instructional team. I have apprentice instructor Hallie James Ogasawara. Yeah. Also, senior instructor Jesse Portugal. I'd like to give an honorable mention to Bobby Cortez, who could not be here today, but was also a big part of this training for the last 2 weeks. And we also have Marissa Garcia, who is representing our resident advisors with her guide dog, Jim, and you'll see a little bit from them a little bit later at the program. All right. Okay, I'm going to now pass the microphone on to Jesse Portugal, who will introduce the breeder.
Thank you, Heather. Welcome, everyone. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about our breeding department, where it all begins. So here at Guide Dogs for the Blind, we breed Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and Lab Golden Crosses. These dogs are specially selected for excellent temperament, intelligence, and health for our guide dogs and canine buddies. Once a dog is added to the breeding program, it is placed in a carefully screened and loving custodian home within a 50-mile radius of the San Rafael campus. Today, we are recognizing Crystal, a female golden retriever raised by Tim De Silva of San Francisco, California, Blancette Reynolds of San Francisco, California, Eric Petros Schifferfis, I apologize, I probably butchered that, Fresno, California, and also the breeder custodian, Tim De Silva and Angela Liu. Please come up.
Hi, I'm Erin. We raised Crystal from 8 weeks to about 11 months. And there's a lot I can say about our time with her. She was a very fun dog. But the thing that stands out to me most about her is the presence she commands when she enters her room and just how incredibly happy she can make anyone. I remember a time I was walking across the campus I work on, and there was someone walking towards us, clearly having a really bad day, crying, scrunched up face, took one look at Crystal, who's happily prancing along, and her whole affect just changed. And that was just many, many times at our times out with Crystal. So she's, I think, going to be a lovely mom to lots of different guide dogs out there. So we're very excited for Miss Crystal. That's all I have to say.
Hello, My name is Tim. Angela and I also helped raise Crystal. She's the first breeder that we've had, and I've been doing puppy raising for a while. We did puppy raising together. But it's really great to be able to see the other side of the program and be there for Crystal on this other part of her journey as a breeder. Blancet, the other person who also helped raise Crystal, couldn't be here, but asked us to just give her a big kiss on the lips and say congratulations. So we'll do that and bid you adieu.
Thank you so much. So now I would like to pass it to Becky Miller, who's a member of our Canine Buddy program. She's going to talk a little bit about that.
Thanks, Jessie. Hi, everybody, and welcome. As Jessie mentioned, my name is Becky Miller. I am the Canine Buddy Program Specialist. I work alongside Kelsey Gilbert, and we are so excited to be presenting a Canine Buddy team today. How many of you guys are familiar with the Canine Buddy program? A smattering of hands. All right. It's getting more and more at each graduation, so that's exciting. For those of you who are not familiar, the Canine Buddy program matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are blind or visually impaired, including children ages 5 and up and adults of all ages. Canine Buddy dogs are not service dogs, but are wonderful companions that bring joy and are a connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and the teams have access to the same level of service as our guide dog teams, which is really exciting. So today I have the honor of presenting one of our newest Canine Buddy teams, Carl and Horton. Carl and his family live in Huntington Beach, and they received Horton, a male yellow Labrador retriever, raised by Brad Robinson of Ventura, California. And of course, we're all awing at the screen. So on the screen, you can see 2 images. The first one is Horton, a male yellow lab, sitting on the floor with Carl. Both are looking into the camera as Carl pets Horton. And Horton is rocking his blue Canine Buddy scarf. The second image is from Horton's birthday party. Happy birthday, Horton. He sits in front of blue balloons with paw prints on them and gold balloons that spell out, "Let's potty." Not potty, but P-A-W-T-Y. Horton is wearing a blue birthday hat and a blue scarf that says birthday boy and a blue bow tie. Now, as Carl and Horton live down in Huntington Beach, they were unable to join us today, but they have submitted a message on their behalf that I'm going to read to you. This message is specifically directed to Brad, the puppy raiser, and it says, "Dear Brad, thank you so much for raising Horton to be such an obedient, sweet, energetic, and loving dog. He has added so much to our family these past 4 months. He always wants to snuggle with Carl, and especially loves being together on Carl's beanbag chair. When it's warm, Horton loves watching kids swim in the pool, and has even taken a dip himself. He loves to chase his toys and play tug of war. We had a birthday party for him in December, and he had the best time. He's gone with us to school, the park, horseback riding lessons, and grandma's house. We can't wait to go on more adventures with him. He is truly the best dog. Love, the Seats family." So congratulations to Horton and Carl and to Brad. And I would like to hand over the program to Hallie James. Hallie, I can never pronounce your name. Ogasawara. It's a mouthful.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Hallie James Ogasawara. I'm an apprentice instructor here at Guide Dogs, and I have the pleasure of presenting to you our graduating guide dog teams. Our guide dog program is a 2-week program where clients are matched with a dog that is compatible with their lifestyle to enhance their mobility. We provide a variety of training models that include both in-residence and in-home training. It's my pleasure to present our graduating in-residence class, California 996, as well as our clients who recently received in-home training. First, I would like to present Derek Dittmar, who received Valentino, a male yellow Labrador retriever. Valentino was raised by Annie Martin of Oakley, California. Derek lives in Raleigh, North Carolina with his wife, Brooks. When he's not working as a civil defense attorney, he writes and performs music and spends time with friends and family who are joining us virtually from Raleigh. He's very excited to show North Carolina just how amazing Valentino is. Valentino is his second guide. Ready?
Ready. I had specific instructions to keep this brief, and so I've got notes. They also paired me with a puppy raiser who's a high school teacher, and so I think I'm pretty well in hand. So Valentino is my second dog, and for those of you that haven't had the privilege of experiencing it, I really can't explain to you the feeling of freedom once you pick up that handle for the first time and say forward, and you start off into your new life. Coming into training, I was nervous. I know how much I loved and connected with Howard, my first guide, and was afraid. Howard has and had my heart, and the moment that I met him for the first time still brings me chills. What if I didn't have that same connection? What if I'd used up all of my puppy love on Howard? You know, basic stuff. But over these past 2 weeks, I have been shown time and time again that the human capacity for love is not a zero-sum game. I have learned that the heart isn't a reservoir, it's a conduit. And the day that I met Valentino, I felt like my heart opened, and I was felt anew by all of those same emotions. The wonder, the freedom, the comfort and the support, and the independence and the humility and the pride and the feeling that you will never be alone again, or to put one word on a lot of words, which lawyers don't do very often. I felt love. And it's not just love that I'm feeling today, I'm feeling gratitude. And I know that I have joined a massive community of people that love and are grateful for Valentino, who know exactly how special of a boy that he is. It takes a village to raise a guide dog, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge that village. To our kennel techs and staff who, from his first breath until his last, are taking care of him and keep him healthy. To his puppy raiser, Annie. I don't know if you knew this, but you raised a pretty good dog, Annie. And any success that he and I have as a team is a shared success with you. Annie is on her 12th dog for Guide Dogs for the Blind. Those dogs include Valentino's grandmother, Cove, who is with us today, and Valentino's mother, Cabela, who has just birthed another litter. Sitting with you today, She just got bread. She just got bread, excuse me. This is pre-birth. or as I understand it to be the fun part. And he's sitting with you here today and hearing the stories and getting to meet your mother and your fantastic puppy raising club. Felt like coming home. This was, in every meaning of the word, a family affair. To his trainer, Hallie James Ogasawara. Didn't practice that a little bit. So I don't know if you knew this, Hallie, but you raised and trained a pretty good boy, too. Granted, you had a pretty fantastic canvas to work on, but every moment you spent with him, every bit of your heart and your talent and your time that you poured into this dog is reflected in his wags and in his work. I also had the privilege of having Hallie as my instructor over the last few weeks. Sorry. You have this amazing talent, Hallie, of pushing people out of their comfort zone, but not making them uncomfortable. You allowed me and Val to develop and to work and rework as necessary. Thank you. I'd like to thank our supervising instructor, Heather, possibly the most patient person I've ever met, as well as our resident staff, including our RAs, our nurses, our kitchen staff. I'd like to thank our admissions and field support staff and the rest of the people who make GDB what it is. I know that our community also exists back at home. I feel like this is starting to be an Emmys acceptance speech. Luckily, my mom is on a plane, so she can't yell at me from the audience to be done. My parents, who from my very first cane taught me about independence, self-confidence, and grace. The best compliment I can ever be given is to be called their son. I also have this amazing group of friends that are gathered together watching the stream back in Raleigh. With them is my beautiful wife, Brooks, who is my biggest source of encouragement and support. I feel my best when I'm reflected in your eyes, babe, and I cannot wait for you to meet this amazing boy. I want to say thank you to each and every person who has given or will give themselves, their time, and their money to GDB. Between vet care, training, equipment, and more, each guide dog you're meeting today costs about $125,000. Somebody who's better at math than me do that for the 7 graduating guides today. GDB works hard to make sure that price is not a barrier to independence, and they can only do that with your support. Specifically, thank you to Elizabeth Jones, who sponsored Valentino's harness. I will think of your generosity every time I pick up the handle. But finally, and perhaps most importantly, I would like to say thank you to you, Val. It's an old name that, according to the internet, which is always accurate, means healthy. It means healthy and steady and strong, and that is exactly what you are. And you don't know it yet, buddy, but we are going to have some really good years. Thank you for keeping me safe, for exploring with me, for giving me snuggles, and for being patient. I promise to care for you and to play with you, and never forget the blessing that you are. You know, we only get a limited amount of time, bud. But I promise every day to work in recognition of the wonder and the freedom and the comfort and the support and the humility and the pride and the independence and the feeling like I'll never be alone again. Or, to put a word on it, the love. Thank you.
That was awesome. Oh, boy. That's going to be a tough act to follow, and I'm going to do my best not to cry. But I did write something up last night. It's always the last. I'm called Last Minute Lucy for things like this. So, never having children of my own, I never truly understood sleep deprivation until Valentino. He is number 11. The first 2 weeks, I thought I was truly going insane. He wouldn't sleep, and at one point on the second or third night, I actually slept on the floor cuddling him, and he fell asleep immediately. I went back to working with him in the crate, which he does very well now, but immediately I knew, okay, this boy just needs a lot more love than maybe some of the others. I called his Papa Shiloh's puppy raiser and asked her if she'd ever experienced this with Shiloh, and her reply was basically, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because Shiloh was exactly the same way when they brought him home as a puppy. Her daughter felt the same way I did, and luckily for both of us, 2 weeks was all it took. Valentino got comfortable, settled in, and turned into the most wonderful puppy to raise. Big and handsome and very laid back, he is an old soul. With the most beautiful hazel eyes, he can look through your soul. He captured the hearts of many, and at just 5 months, made his trek from the Bay Area here to Boring, Oregon, for his half-brother Wilfred's graduation as a guide. 11 hours in the car, and he took it like a champ. Pit stops, no problem. Hotel, no problem. Return trip, no problem. I knew then and there he had the right stuff, resilience. He was such a mama's boy and had a special relationship with her. I also raised and am his mother Cabella's breeder custodian, and I'm picking her up immediately after the ceremony today. I'd like to thank Shannon and Jennifer for starting Valentino for the first 2 months until I could take him to school full time. I'm a high school teacher. They had Valentino Monday through Friday and had him on the weekends. Once I had Valentino full-time, he attended high school where I teach sports medicine. He matured and would roam the classroom and loved pets and hugs and kisses from my students. A lint roller is always on my desk and available for all to use. Thank you to the Oakley Puppy Club as well as the Walnut Creek Puppy Club for your support and my go-to full-time puppy sitter, my mom, Gail. Also, thanks to my dad for all the fishing trips with each puppy in training. Valentino had his own life jacket and loved to bask in the sun on the back deck. We're bass fishermen. Last, I'd like to thank Elizabeth Jones and her pup Holiday, Valentino's girlfriend, for their generous donation of Valentino's harness. You are truly missed in California because you've moved on. To Derek, I wish you and Valentino all the best of days and many years ahead. Our lengthy conversation on Wednesday felt like I was talking to an old friend and truly feel we are family. I look forward to visiting this summer, and I can't wait to hear all the adventures you and Valentino experience. Congratulations, and now my big bundle of lapdog love is all yours.
What was that about settling?
Congratulations, Derek and Valentino. All right. Next, I would like to invite Kevin Poland up to the front. Kevin received Grenache, a Brindle Labrador Golden Retriever cross, who was raised by Aaron and Heather Sherwood of Ramona, California. Kevin lives in Gallatin, Tennessee. He likes to walk, swim, play goalball, and holds a 4th-degree black belt. He enjoys spending his time with his wife, daughter, and son-in-law. Grenache is his first guide. Ready?
Yeah. Thanks, Derek. That's a real hard act to follow. Well, first of all, I would like to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind for making this day possible and for pairing me with such a sweet little guy. I didn't think I'd get this emotional. I first heard of Guide Dogs for the Blind when I watched the movie Pick Up the Litter. And after seeing that movie, it's like, okay, when it comes time for me to get a dog, that's where I'm going. And obviously it worked because I'm here. And originally applied in 2020, and we all know what happened then. You know, the world got shut down. So I put my application on hold, and that gave me enough time to work on some of my independent travels. I would really like to thank Erin and her family. They did a great job in raising this little guy. Not only did they take him into their home, but they took him into their heart. I want to thank all of our instructors who basically made us go through hell, going up and down and back and forth, in the rain, not in the rain. But Heather, Hallie, Bobby, Jesse, they all did a great job. I want to thank all the dog trainers who spent a lot of time making sure that these dogs would be the best of the best. I want to thank all the staff and volunteers who made our last 2 weeks here a great experience. And I want to thank Linda and Derek. You've made this not only a fun experience, but a rememberable one too. And I'm going to miss both of you. It's almost like we're family. And finally, I want to thank Grenache. I think he's going to be a great dog for me. And I look forward to spending the next years growing our partnership and becoming closer and closer. Thank you.
Well, I want to start by saying congratulations to Kevin and Grenache. Grenache is my first puppy that I have ever raised, so super excited that he's made it. One of my most memorable times with him was actually the first day of school, because I went into class and immediately my teachers took one look at him and they were like, "This is my new favorite student." Because he's just one of those dogs that everybody loves. He's such a big goofball. I want to thank my parents, my community, my wonderful, amazing leaders. So thank you to everyone who put so much into me and into him. I could never have gotten him as far as I did. So a big thank you to all of you and to the trainers that took him that last leg of the journey. He would never have made it without you guys, so thank you to you too. I'm so proud of him and of you, Kevin, and I just think that your partnership is one of those things that just was meant to be, so congratulations.
Congratulations to Kevin and Grenache. Next, I would like to invite Linda Young to join me up front. Linda received Glam, a female yellow Labrador Retriever who was raised by Heidi Miller of Los Altos, California. Linda lives in Garden Grove, California. She enjoys walking and spending time with her husband, children, and 5 grandchildren who are all very eager to welcome Glam to the family. Glam is her second guide. Ready?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kevin and Derek, for making me cry. I couldn't ask for better people to go through this with. I love you. I'm very grateful for Guide Dogs for the Blind, for their love and their support, their hard work, and their dedication. I want to thank the puppy raisers. I want to thank Heidi and Paul for raising her. I want to thank you for Glam. And we love you.
Want to just thank you for having us here today, and it's an incredible honor to meet Linda and see her paired with Glam. It is a dream come true. Glam's my first puppy also. Thank you. And I couldn't have done it without the Palo Alto Puppy Club, my leaders Anna, Katie, Robin, Marty, and Becky Miller of Guide Dogs for the Blind. She's left our club to join the team here that you just met a few minutes ago with the K9 Buddy program. They all supported me, encouraged me, and got us to here today. So this is incredible. I also want to thank my family and friends for their support. Really appreciate their encouragement and cheering me on with Glam. I made a little photo book that I'm sending home with Linda and her family. It has pictures of Glam while she was with me. I wrote to Linda, "We fell in love with Glam on the day we picked her up. Her sweet spirit will always be cherished. She enjoyed working on her skills. Walking with a loose leash was one of her favorites. She loved going on outings, and her favorites were Costco, the movies, out for dinner. She unfortunately fell asleep in church, so didn't get the sermons much, and puppy club meetings. Today, it's been 4 months since I've turned Glam back in, and people at Costco still come up to me and ask me about her, so I guess we made an impact in our community as well. She had several nicknames: Glamorous, Glamorama, and Glammy were the most popular. We are so proud of her and excited to see her become a guide for Linda. We pray that God will bless Glam and her special friend Linda so that wherever the road leads them, they will be stronger together. We want to thank you and thank Guide Dogs, and with much puppy love, Paul and Heidi.
Congratulations to Linda and Glam. Next, we're going to introduce our clients who received in-home training. So first, I would like to invite up Eric Holm with Daxton. Daxton is a male yellow Labrador Retriever who is raised by Joe L. Cook of Pleasanton, California. A lifelong Marin resident, Eric lives in San Rafael and has been a guide dog handler since 2006. Eric's interests include rugby, baseball, sailing, playing music, legislation, equity, volunteering, and fundraising for charitable causes. Eric is most looking forward to all the adventures and paths yet to blaze with Daxton, who is his third guide.
Thank you so much. And I do mean thank you to everybody. This is such a moving experience. By the way, let me just start off by asking a question. Are there any dry eyes here today? I didn't think so. Does anybody need a break to go get more Kleenex? Daxton is my third guide, and our trainer, Kate, brought him to my home first day of our training, and he immediately came up to me and nuzzled me, and he said, "You'll do." He's just remarkable. From the very first time I picked up the handle, we went on our first route, and we flew. It was perfect. I've had 2 previous guides who were wonderful as well. Ed Ford and his puppy raiser family, the Bottoms, are here today, so thank you for being such a wonderful member of my family. And I had Amarillo, who's actually home now. He was diagnosed with an incurable malignant cancer a year and a half ago, and he's now cancer-free. So thank you to Guide Dogs for covering all of the medical bills. He's still well-loved, and he's a remarkable guy in and of himself. And now I have Daxton, and they get along beautifully together. And there's just, the most interesting part about this was they bonded immediately as well. And they make this sort of cinnamon yin-yang circle on my bed, and I've learned to sleep on the floor. So I'd like to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind. I love this organization. I love the mission. I'd like to thank again everyone who's involved in this program, because it is a village, and there are so many generous people, both in money, time, and love. And I don't mean this to sound like a cliche, but it is just pure love. It's wonderful. And I would like to thank my puppy raiser here, Joelle, and your entire family, the Cooks. He's remarkable. He's just perfect. That's another thing. So I don't know how many of you people have had to deal with groups of people. God knows I have. And I think in this class, if I may speak generally, and every class I've ever been a part of, everyone believes that they have the best dog. And they do, because we each have the best dog that's meant for us. And I've never heard anybody complain and say, "Oh, I don't like this dog." And I think anytime you have a success rate of everyone is happy, you're doing something right. And thank you, and I love you all.
Hello, I'm Joelle. I can't tell you what number puppy Daxton is for me. I started puppy raising when I was about her age. So, and this is kind of a full circle moment for us here today. So much so that my involvement in guide dogs as I was growing up led me to go to school for animal science and have a career in animal welfare that I pursued because of the love that grew out of this organization. And I can say this because I've worked with a lot of animal people, that most animal people work with animals because they don't love working with the humans. However, that's my favorite animal to work with. And I'm one of the leaders for our Pleasanton Puppy Club, and as we were coming out post-pandemic and really trying to ramp up our volunteerism, we had about 2 puppies in our club at that time. And we had about 30, maybe 40 humans, many of whom are in this room today. And I was like, my family had been evaluating canine buddies for a while and taking on some dogs for different parts of the program. But since I'd been raising humans for a while, I had taken a break from raising puppies. And guide dogs kept sending all these emails to us leaders. It's like, we have 57 puppies in the kennel that don't have a place to go. Who wants one? And I just kept hitting delete, delete. And finally I was like, you know what? This is what my community of humans needs. Or at least that's what I told myself that I could justify to my husband why I was bringing another dog home. I was like, this is what our community needs. We need a puppy, right? We need the life and the mission really brought back to the program. And so I finally replied to one of those emails and said, I'll take a puppy, but I'm just going to start him, which in puppy raising means that you would keep a puppy from about 8 weeks till maybe they're like 5 months old and ready to go to work or to school with somebody else. Well, he's a starter puppy that stayed because, as Eric said, he's just an amazing dog, and he was such a good fit in our family. We have quite the menagerie and a busy schedule at home, and Daxton just took everything in stride. He was always very comfortable and confident, and I was like, well, he can stay because he's making this really easy. But the only reason that I was able to do that was because of our community of puppy raisers in the Pleasanton Club. Winston Churchill said that you make a living by what you get, but you make a life out of what you give. And I would like to take this moment to thank, there's too many people in the room, but to thank all of the puppy raisers and puppy sitters in our club who gave their time and energy to me and to my family and to Daxton so that we could raise this puppy the full time, because I would not have been able to do it without you. So thank you. For giving us this experience and my family of raising a puppy full through so that my girls could see what it's like to have a puppy through its entirety of puppy raising. And thank you to Eric, especially for giving up your Saturday today to come here and meet us, because when we learned that Daxton was graduating, we're all like, yay, we're so so excited and we knew it. And then they were like, and he's doing in-home training. And we were like, oh, because sometimes that means that we don't get the opportunity to meet the client in person and to see Daxton again if they've already moved on. So
I wouldn't have done that.
so thank you for being here and giving us all an opportunity to meet you and to see him in person. And thank you to Guide Dogs for the opportunity to raise this wonderful puppy. We also have a, can I hand that to you, donation for his harness from the Pleasanton Puppy Club. So
Thank you.
So we are excited that you are nearby and excited that you love wine because we have a lot of that in Livermore.
You're not supposed to say that in
So, all right, I'm going to pass it to Lacey, my daughter, who wants to say a few things.
My favorite thing about Daxton is that when he was a puppy, he had such a squishy face and he had so much extra puppy skin.
Congratulations to Eric and Daxton. Next, I would like to invite Jonathan Lyons to join me at the front. Jonathan received Bevan, a male black Labrador Retriever who was raised by Charlie Burton of Arlington, Texas. Jonathan lives in San Francisco with his wife Vanessa and retired guide Benito. He works for the San Francisco Health Network as the Director of Contract Strategy, Policy Planning, and Development. Jonathan is also a competitive CrossFit athlete. Bevan is Jonathan's third guide. Here you go, Jonathan.
Thank you. This is a really, really hard act to follow, all of these wonderful stories. I just really, want to say that, thank you to GDB for everything you've done for me. Bevan is my third guide. I came here 18 years ago, honestly, to become a better traveler, to become more independent. And I left a dog person. It was really weird. Every single one of these dogs are so unique and they're so special and they crawl into your heart. And but it all really, really starts with the puppy raisers. And I just want to say thank you to Charlie. What you did for him, the love and affection and time and attention that you poured into him shines through. And, every single day I will be thanking you for all of that. And to the all of Charlie's family came here all the way from Arlington, Texas. It's so special to be able to see and meet all of you. And I just want to say, not only were you all so wonderful, great parts about raising Bevan, but you've obviously raised a wonderful, wonderful young woman. And I can say that there's no way in the world that I had my stuff together, was mature enough or compassionate enough, affectionate enough to be responsible for another living being when I was in high school. That just didn't happen. I wasn't ready for it when I was in my 20s. And I also want to say thank you to all of the staff here at GDB. Every single one of you are special humans. You give so much love and affection. Special love to the unsung heroes and the kennel staff. So much of the work you guys do goes unseen, especially literally by the clients. But we just want to say, it does literally take a village, to make these dogs special, to care for them, love them, train them, make them who they are. Also to all of the instructors, you all are fantastic people. And I want to give a special thanks to Heather. Heather was my instructor during this in-home training. And, we've come full circle, Heather and I. We have a special bond. Heather was my instructor when I got my very first guide, Turbo, 18 years ago, back when we were both much younger. And obviously, I want to say thank you as well to my wife, Vanessa, who's here in the audience. She's a very, very special lady. She tolerates me well, and you know, she and I are dog lovers together. And you know, no matter how many dogs we can squeeze in our little apartment in San Francisco, we're gonna do it. And I just want to close by saying thank you to all of the volunteers and donors that are here and not. Whether you give your time or your treasure, we're all here because of you. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it all possible.
So I am very glad that Bevan became a guide dog, because now he gets to help you, you know, be able to go to work each day and, you know, do transport better. I'm sorry. Yeah. Give me just a minute. So, Bevan, he is a very smart dog. Like, he is one of the smartest dogs ever. Like, labs are smart. But he would just pick up everything really, really quickly. And, yeah, he just got so mature and grown into a very good dog. And I'm very glad that he got paired with such a good person to be together with.
Congratulations to Jonathan and Bevan. All right. Now we would like to recognize some of our clients who received in-home training who unfortunately couldn't join us here in person. So next we would like to recognize Scott Bernstein of Sierra Madre, California, who received in-home training with Sebastian, a male black Labrador Retriever. Sebastian was raised by Riley Widger of Southlake, Texas, and Sebastian is his second guide. And we have some submissions from Scott and Riley. And so first, a note from Scott. He says, "Hi, everyone. I'm sorry that my guide dog, Sebastian, and I can't be there with all of you live and in person. Sebastian and I met for in-home training here in Sierra Madre, California on December 11th, 2023, and it was love at first sight. I still can't believe that Sebastian and I are together here working, playing, and forming a deeper bond every day. My first guide, Thunder, passed away in 2022, and I felt that I could never go through the pain of that kind of loss again. But 6 months later, I called GDB for information, learned about the VFA program and all the help it provides, and applied for a successor guide. All my doubts and fears about the future were gone, and I had taken the first step. My deepest gratitude to all the fine people at Guide Dogs for the Blind, and an extra special thank you to the 2 very patient trainers who came to Sierra Madre to train Sebastian and I. Thank you to the puppy raisers, Riley and Tate, who did a great job in raising my pup. And thank you very much to all the donors who contribute to GDB, which helps people like me lead a more independent life. In closing, let me just say that I am a very grateful and blessed man. It seems that all wonderful things can only happen by taking the very first step. So congratulations to all the graduates and happy trails. Love from Scott and Sebastian Bernstein." On the screen, we have a photo submitted of Scott and Sebastian from their in-home training. In the photo, Scott and Sebastian, who is in harness, pose in front of a 15-foot Christmas tree. Scott is standing with a big smile, and Sebastian is sitting on his right, leaning up against his leg for some affection. The Christmas tree is decorated with big, lavish ornaments, and in the background, there is a red plush chair that reads Santa. And we just switched to a photo submitted by Sebastian's Razor. On the screen is a photo of Sebastian at 13 weeks old, a male black lab sitting in a field of bluebonnet flowers. He's wearing his green puppy and training vest, and he has a black nylon leash attached to his collar. His head is turned slightly to the left, but his eyes are looking to the right, and he's got his mouth open just wide enough to see his tongue and bottom front teeth as he's chomping on a kibble. And a note from Riley. Riley says, when I received Sebastian, I thought I knew what all to expect. He was my fourth puppy, and I had raised both his mother and grandmother. And though there were quite a few similarities, black labs that fiercely loved their people, enjoyed showing off their toys, and determination to make friends with anything that had a heartbeat, Sebastian threw a few curveballs at me. He was my first ever male dog, my first puppy to go through a dreaded adolescent stage. He was so clingy, and not just in a I'm 65 pounds and convinced I'm a lap dog way. One of his favorite activities is to make you hold his bone while he chews it if you're in any seated position, even if you're eating dinner, watching a movie, going to the bathroom. He's not only the goofiest dog I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, but he also has the kindest soul. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. If he hurt a fly, then the fly probably deserved it. Though he isn't my puppy with the snappiest skills, he is the puppy I was the most proud of raising. I couldn't be happier for both him and Scott in their new partnership. During our phone call, they both seemed so enamored with each other, and I can tell that they're each in good hands. I wish them so much love and luck on their life journey together, and I can't wait to hear about their adventures. And next, we would like to recognize Patricia Copens of Auburn, California, who also received in-home training with Trefoil, a male black Labrador Golden Retriever cross. Trefoil was raised by Jeffrey and Cindy Sharfin of Petaluma, California, and Trefoil is her second guide. On the screen, we have a photo of Patricia and Trefoil. Patty's sitting on a wooden bench in the park with Trefoil sitting on her left side in harness. Patty's wearing sunglasses and has a big smile on her face, and behind them is a walking path with some trees. And we have a note from Patty. Oh. We have a note from Patty. She says, I think it's amazing how GDB can put you with a dog that is just for you. Thank you to Jeff, who raised Trefoil. The puppy raisers are awesome people. I can say that because so were the Zimmermans, who raised my first guide, Allsworth. I appreciate everything that everybody does at Guide Dogs. I am hopeful that you will understand where I'm coming from, as GDB runs off donations only. I'm looking forward to working with everyone from GDB with my new guide, who she calls Treffy. I had Allsworth for 10 years, and hopefully I'll have Treffy even longer. Thank you very much, especially to Priscilla, Heather, and Melanie. Heather is perfect at picking the right dog for the right person. All the instructors are wonderful, as well as Toby, Ryan, Megan, Aaron, and Stacy, everyone I've ever spoken with at GDB, in fact. Everyone there is awesome. I'm looking forward to another great relationship with my dog. Thank you very much. And we have some photos from Trefoil's puppy raisers. The first is Puppy Treff discovering the garden, looking very cute with some dirt on his nose. And then the second image is Treff in his puppy jacket, sitting on the pier in San Francisco, across from the California Hornblower Ferry. And a note from Jeff, Trefoil, or Treff for short, is a confident and affectionate dog. He was raised in a household overflowing with labs. We have 2 career-changed black labs, Spartan and Newton, and Treff could always hold his own. As a Golden Lab cross, his personality is bubbly and effusive, and he added moments of comic relief and much joy to our home. Of course, we miss him, but we are happy that he successfully completed his training to undertake his big mission in life. Cindy and I have been raising guide dog puppies for more than 23 years. We raised 8 puppies with our children, Misa and James, and 5 more since they've grown up and moved out of the house. We are so very grateful to Guide Dogs for the Blind for being such a big part of our family. We are grateful to our Petaluma Puppy Club, for Gail, our PFM, and our club leaders, Michaela, Perry, and Karen, as well as all of the members who have helped us raise puppies over the years. We've formed deep bonds of heart through the love we have shared with our puppies. The most important ingredients in raising a happy puppy are love and appreciation, and at this moment, we hope all of you are feeling it. Let's have a big round of applause for all of our graduating guide dog teams. Next, I would like to invite Jessie back up to the front for a clicker training demo with Marissa and Jim.
Thank you, Hallie. So I'm just going to speak briefly about the clicker. The clicker is a tool that we use to mark a behavior that we want our dogs to repeat. The clicker makes communication consistent and timely and can often be better than food or praise alone. During training, our dogs learn most of the skills involved in guide work through use of the clicker. We start by pairing food with the sound of the click. This can be accomplished in a very short time. Labs, Goldens, you know. Once the dog understands that the click means food, we can pair the click with the desired behavior. For example, when they're doing something like stopping for a curb or going into the down position, they get a click, they think food, and they're more likely to repeat that behavior. Now I would like to invite the resident advisor, Marissa, and her guide dog, Jim, up, who will demonstrate how targeting behavior is done by clients. So this chair targeting demo will be using the back chain method. So with this method, we start at the end goal and slowly, link by link, increase the distance from the target. So our target in this scenario is this chair here. So Marissa's going to start it out by presenting a hand target. And Jim is going to boop her hand with his nose, and as soon as she feels his nose touch her hand, she's going to click and give him a food reward. So she does that a couple times, and then he's ready to progress to the next step. So now Marissa is going to be placing her hand on the chair, and Jim's going to target her hand on the chair. She's going to click, and he's going to get food. She's gradually going to increase the distance, one step at a time, and then click and feed. This is actually the Jim show. So she'll gradually increase her distance step by step, always clicking and reinforcing him once he gets to that chair. Very nice. So the final goal is for Jim to work from a farther distance. That's okay. He just wanted to do it one more time. So the final goal is for Jim to work a farther distance. Jim is going to work from the lobby doors, returning to the stage to find the chair. Do we think he will find it? Woo! And of course, the final step is for Marissa to have a party because Jim is so fabulous. Thank you so much, Marissa. So this simple targeting technique can be widely used in the client's home area. They can apply this training principle to teach their dogs how to locate all kinds of targets, such as ATM machines, pedestrian crosswalk buttons, and bus stops. Thank you again, Marissa. And thank you all for joining us here today. Can we have one more round of applause for the graduating class of 996? If you are interested in volunteering, joining our staff, or know anyone who would benefit from our services, please visit guidedogs.com. If you'd like to make a donation to support our mission, please text to donate. You can text partnerships to 50155. For viewers at home, we hope to see you soon. For everyone here, thank you for being here in person. There's going to be refreshments in the lobby next door, so please feel free to grab a snack, grab a refreshment. Our gift shop, which is located at the top of campus, is also open for those interested in checking out our array of clothes, gifts, and dog toys. Thank you again all for coming.